On today's episode of Watch Jericho, we are here with my Jeep Grand Cherokee that I bought for just $1,800. And then we put an engine in it, and then we found out that engine was never going to start because the ECU decided not to let it. So today, hopefully, it's going to run. What is going on, guys? I am Watch Jericho, and like I said, today we are here with my Jeep Grand Cherokee, the cheap Jeep. We've got it, it's so close. It is at the finish line, which it's been done for like a while. It just wouldn't start. And we had a locksmith come try to get it to start, and he said, seems like it's a bad skim. And I said, we're gonna fix that with brute force. So what we did, I hopped on old Google, and it's not sponsored or anything like that. I found the first result that said $129 skim delete, and I bought that. And I shipped the ECU off to California, I think. And now we have an ECU back. So Aries Technology did this. I will throw a link in the description. There's a lot of people that advertise skim deletes, and people have had mixed experiences with them. So I really just didn't want to go with the one that everybody says they've had bad experiences with. So I picked, you know, whatever one was cheap and the first result on the old Google. So I will send you guys a link to this website in case you need to do it. They've told me like 100 times to make sure the skim module's unplugged. I unplugged it before I even sent the ECU off. But it's hilarious that disconnect the negative battery cable, take the steering column apart, disconnect the skim module or it will put itself back. They really want you to know. But this is hilarious though. This is like a company that all they do is take your ECU, plug it in on the bench, and do a skim delete by tuning it. But they have this weird company slogan that was like, well, it says right here, trust starts with truth. And then their whole website just says a lot of stuff about truth. I'm so confused by an ECU tuning company that deletes security features whose slogan is, trust starts with truth. Very, how Web 2.0 are these guys? Anyway, we've got the ECU. We're going to put it back in. I'm going to show you how to take it out, put it back in. It's all kind of the same process, and it shouldn't take long at all. It's honestly just a couple of seconds here. So you got this tray sitting in here the ECU sits on, and I left the tray in there because there's a Christmas tree holding the wire harness, and I didn't want to take all that apart just because I didn't want to break that Christmas tree. So this sits in here like so, just like that. Just kidding. I'm just gonna drop the screws instead. You have to pull it out like this, and the screw head goes from the back of the ECU into the plate. I forgot how it went. It's been multiple days. So this is how it goes together. There's one. There's two. I'm gonna go grab my Torx bit. It looks like about a T20. Actually, I think it's right here. T20. And these are like coarse self-tapping screws into metal. I'm just gonna send it home with the impact, and then we'll put the last couple screws in, and hopefully this thing starts. Hopefully this thing starts after what was a lot of drama trying to make it run. I tried everything to not spend money. All right, that was easy. And one more. Cool. So this ECU holder sits up against the firewall in here, and it has a stud, and that stud's a little confusing. It sticks through the kind of the unibody frame rail, and kind of back by the shock absorber is where one of the nuts actually lands underneath the car. So you'll see it. It's the only thing that makes this tricky when you're trying to do it yourself. So there's the stud, it just dropped in the hole. Two more studs right here. And throw some nuts on all these. And we also have two tins. Oh, the two tins hold in the coolant reservoir there. Cool. So we'll throw these two tins in. Let me get this one started. There is the one up underneath. You see the shock absorber. That's the stud for the ECU mount. Let me grab the impact and tighten it down. You can kind of snake your way in here and not have to do a lot of work to make it work. Deep socket. Okay, that ain't coming off. That ain't going nowhere. I bet you're all wondering why I've gathered you here today. It's to talk about the sponsor for today's video, Surfshark. Surfshark is a VPN that's fast, easy to use, jam-packed with features, and easy to install and run on unlimited devices with a single subscription. If you're traveling like I am right now, you might use Surfshark VPN to overcome location-based price discrimination, not get locked out of your bank account, or be safe on public Wi-Fi. You can reach your favorite sites and services even in countries that ban them. Surfshark secures your data with industry-leading measures, provides IP and DNS leak protection, and they maintain a strict no logs policy, made even better with Surfshark's 100% RAM-only server network in the British Virgin Islands. Surfshark has apps for all platforms, including your Mac, PC, iPhone, Android, whatever device you have. They have 24/7 customer support, and they have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can try Surfshark with no risk to you. They have a limited time offer going on right now. If you sign up for Surfshark at surfshark.deals/JR and use promo code JR, you'll get 83% off and 4 months free. I'll throw a link in the description below, and huge thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring today's video and being a continued supporter of automotive creators like me. Now, let's finish this Jeep. Now our last 2 screws, we'll plug in the ECU, and this is the fun part. Which one goes where? But they're all keyed, if I remember right. And this one, clearly the gray one goes closest to the fender. And these two, you can see they're kind of twisted up on each other. You can also see they've been laying like that for years. So I would guess that white goes in the middle, black goes on the end. All right. Lots of nice solid clicks there. And there's a Christmas tree to put back in down there for the harness. And all we have now is the coolant reservoir. On the coolant reservoir, there's a low coolant light, a sensor there, clips into the top, and you've got 2 more 10mm bolts that hold this thing to the fender. There's a lower clip on the coolant expansion tank as well, and that slides in. There we go, that's better. Now it's got 3 points picking it up. It'll never move. Cool. Here we go. Get this one started. And we just need a 13 to tighten down my battery connection. This thing should run. I'm so excited about this. Looks like we've got battery power. We've got some interior lights on. Here it goes. The moment of truth. I know a lot of you guys were waiting on this, so. No skim light. That's it. And it runs great. But that remix is bussin', man. All right, so we've got the Prestone Radiator Flush kit. If you didn't know, this is hiding at O'Reilly's sometimes. I went and found it. It was like by the coolant on like a side. They only had a couple of them. But I've seen this thing before and I never used it, so I wanted to. This is a flush kit for like your heater core and everything like that. So I think heater core, radiator, whatever you want. Not that one. That one doesn't fit. We're gonna go with this one. And I'm just gonna put my thumb over here, hook this up to the hose, and we'll fire away, blast this heater core out, and we will get all the contaminants with this thing. Ooh, this does not quite work that easily. You have to use something else here. You gotta use this. Look at that. There we go. This one's hose barb, and this one is Prestone barb. I don't know what they made this thing, but that's what we're calling it. And we're gonna point these things at the ground. That looks good to me. And I'll pop it out so I can really point it down. All right, so now it's gonna blow the heater core all the way out of here, and that should remove any contaminants that are left. Jake, can you fire up the hose, please? I could. It's a little quarter turn on the floor there. Shut it off. Contact. Contact. Hey. It works. We got nice clean water coming out of the thing. It looks amazing down there. It's completely back together because those hoses slide on like the easiest thing ever. That is a nice heater core to work on, honestly. We checked inside, there's no leaks, there's no water on the carpet, anything like that. And I'm putting away our back flush kit here. And we are good to go. We're ready to fill this thing with coolant and take it for its first drive, which I'm pretty pumped about. And it turns out yellow goes towards the hose. That's the backflow preventer. If you do it the other way, you're gonna get wet. There is no Prestone barb. I made that up. This, okay, I'm done.
Calm down.
That was as much Doug as we can do today. We're hooking up that heater core. We got to throw this line back on. We got one clamp. So we're using the remote hose clamp pliers, which are one of my favorite tools. I went and got it and Jake was like, yeah, I got one of those too. Because this is just a good tool, 20 bucks. Okay, boom. We have released it and now, I bet we have a leak because this line should technically leak. I gotta grab vice grips and lock that off. This is my only C-clamp. I'm aware that it's a 12-inch C-clamp, but it works really well. I mean, you can't complain about that. All right, we locked off the line there. We can use that to kind of perfect. And now we should be able to hold a vacuum if the cooling system is good, which it probably is. Yes, we have vacuum. Lots of it. I'm gonna go get some coolant. Let's get it down to 25 and we'll be good to go. Look at the hoses. We might even be able to get the heater core hoses. 25, come on girl, 25! Should be full. Hoping the system capacity on this is about 2 gallons. Well, we got this thing full of coolant again. I made a huge mess, but we vacuumed it in, which was pretty solid on this thing. I couldn't exactly stop the leak because I really needed my vice grips. I've got hose vice grips for that. Oh well. Well, the Jeep is finished, and next time you guys see it, it will be in the detail bay getting cleaned up and ready to head out the door. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching the wrap up of this nightmare of an Immobilizer thing. And we got to drive it around. It drives great. And I gotta charge the AC, but it's done. I'll do that off camera. Obviously it takes like just a couple of minutes and we needed it to run to do the AC. So now we are wrapped on that minus the detail. I think it's gonna look amazing when it's done. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.watchjrgo.com where you can get cool shirts just like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you wanna do. And I will talk to you next time. Shout out to 100% Jake for running the camera. And over here we were getting XP in fake life while getting XP in real life. It was pretty cool. And now we're headed over to the tire shop to grab the old tires off the S4 that are going on his BMW so that we can go drive around. And it's a whole thing. A lot of tires had to move around today. But it was, honestly, it worked out pretty well. Free tires for Jake. And I've got new tires from Fitment Industries, PS4s. It's gonna be awesome on the S4.